What if the car you dreamed about owning at 25 quietly became the biggest financial mistake you'd regret before turning 30 years old? Most people think buying their dream car means success, status, and freedom, but nobody warns you about the silent money drain happening every single month afterward. You start with excitement, posting photos, getting compliments, feeling unstoppable, until those monthly payments hit harder than expected and suddenly your financial freedom starts slipping away. The truth is, that car payment isn't just a payment. It's a long-term commitment that quietly limits your ability to invest, save, and build real wealth. And here's the painful part. Most people don't realize this until they're already trapped in a loan, watching their bank account shrink every single month. But what if I told you there's a smarter way to enjoy cars without destroying your financial future? And almost nobody is talking about it. Because this isn't just about cars. It's about how one decision at 25 can impact your net worth trajectory for the next decade. And once you see the numbers behind this, you'll never look at car payments the same way again, especially if you care about financial independence. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why that dream car could cost you hundreds of thousands in lost investments over time. And more importantly, you'll learn how to avoid this trap and still enjoy life while building real wealth like financially smart people actually do. Let's start with the reality most dealerships won't tell you. Your car starts losing value the second you drive it off the lot. According to industry data, new cars can lose up to 20% of their value in the first year alone, and it keeps declining after that. So while you're paying full price plus interest, the asset itself is actually shrinking in value, which is the opposite of how wealth building works. Now add insurance, maintenance, fuel, and unexpected repairs. Suddenly that dream car isn't just expensive, it's quietly draining your financial potential every month. If this is already making you rethink your decisions, hit that subscribe button, because what comes next not completely change how you look at money forever. Here's where it gets even more interesting. That same monthly car payment could have been invested into something like the S&P 500 instead. Historically, the S&P 500 has returned around 7 to 10% annually after inflation, which means your money could have been growing instead. But instead, it's tied up in a depreciating asset that gives you temporary happiness but long-term financial consequences most people never fully calculate. And this is exactly how lifestyle inflation traps people. Your income increases, but so do your expenses, leaving you stuck in the same financial position. But here's what they don't tell you about car financing that makes this situation even worse. And it's something most buyers completely overlook. When you finance a car, you're not just paying for the vehicle, you're also paying interest, which means the total cost becomes significantly higher over time. For example, a $30,000 car with a 6% loan could actually cost you closer to $35,000 by the time it's fully paid off. And during those 5 or 6 years, that monthly payment becomes a fixed obligation, limiting your flexibility when opportunities or emergencies suddenly appear in your life. Imagine wanting to invest, start a business, or even take a risk on a new job, but your car payment keeps holding you back. So what actually happens if you take that same monthly payment and invest it consistently instead of locking it into a depreciating car loan? Let's say your car payment is $500 per month, which is pretty common across the United States for financed vehicles right now. If you invested that $500 monthly into an index fund earning an average 8% return, the results over time might shock you. After 5 years, you could have over $36,000, and after 10 years, that number could grow to around $90,000. Meanwhile, your car after 10 years is probably worth a fraction of what you paid and may even require costly repairs just to keep running. Still with me? Good. Because this is exactly where most people lose serious money without even realizing it, and the next part gets even more real. Let's talk about opportunity cost, which is the hidden price of every financial decision you make, especially when it comes to large purchases like cars. Opportunity cost means when you choose one thing, you're automatically giving up the potential benefits of another option that could have been better financially. In this case, choosing a high car payment means giving up potential investment growth, emergency savings, or even reducing financial stress in your daily life. And here's the part that hits hardest. Most people don't calculate this loss because it's invisible, but it compounds over time just like investments do. This is why wealthy individuals often delay luxury purchases, not because they can't afford them, but because they understand the long-term impact of their decisions. Warren Buffett famously drives modest cars despite being a billionaire, because he prioritizes assets that grow instead of liabilities that slowly drain wealth. Now compare that mindset to someone upgrading their car every few years, constantly resetting the loan cycle, and never fully escaping monthly payments. This cycle keeps people stuck, even with higher incomes, because their lifestyle keeps expanding just as fast as their earnings increase over time. And the longer this continues, the harder it becomes to break free, because your financial obligations grow while your ability to save and invest shrinks. But there's one simple shift in thinking that can completely change this outcome, and once you see it, you'll never approach big purchases the same way again.
The shift is simple but powerful. Stop asking, can I afford the monthly payment? And start asking, what is this decision costing my future wealth?
Affordability is a short-term mindset, while wealth building requires thinking long-term. Today's choices affect your financial position years down the line. When you focus only on monthly payments, you ignore the total cost, interest, depreciation, and missed investment opportunities that quietly add up over time. But when you shift your perspective, you begin to see every dollar as a worker that can either grow your wealth or slowly disappear. But when you shift your perspective, you begin to see a dollar as a worker that won't. Here's a reality check. The average American car payment is now over $700 per month, which is higher than many people's investment contributions. That means many people are prioritizing a depreciating asset over assets that could actually generate long-term returns, and they don't even realize the trade-off. And it's not about never buying a car. It's about timing and strategy, making sure your financial foundation is strong before taking on major expenses. For example, building an emergency fund covering 3 to 6 months of expenses can protect you from unexpected situations without relying on credit or debt. Then contributing consistently to retirement accounts like a 401k or Roth IRA allows your money to grow through compound interest over time. So what happens when someone ignores all of this and buys the car first before building any financial safety net or investment strategy? At first, everything feels fine, payments are manageable, income is steady, and the excitement of owning that car still outweighs any financial concerns. But then life happens, maybe an unexpected medical bill, job loss, or economic downturn, and suddenly that fixed car payment becomes a serious burden.
Without savings, people often rely on credit cards or loans to survive, which leads to high-interest debt that compounds the financial pressure even further.
And this is where the situation can spiral, because now you're not just paying for a car, you're also paying interest on multiple forms of debt. Financial stress increases, decision-making gets worse, and instead of building wealth, you're focused on just staying afloat month after month without real progress.
This is why financial experts emphasize liquidity and flexibility, because having cash reserves gives you options when life becomes unpredictable or challenging.
A car payment, on the other hand, reduces flexibility, locking you into a fixed expense that must be paid regardless of your financial situation. And while lenders look at your credit score and income, they don't consider your future goals, dreams, or unexpected challenges that could arise later. So the responsibility falls on you to think beyond approval and ask whether this decision aligns with your long-term financial vision and priorities. Still watching? Good, because the next part reveals a smarter strategy that allows you to enjoy cars without sacrificing your financial future completely. Here's the smarter strategy most financially savvy people follow. They delay luxury purchases and focus first on building income streams and investment momentum. Instead of rushing into a brand new car, they often choose reliable used vehicles that get the job done without locking them into heavy monthly payments.
This simple decision frees up hundreds of dollars every month, which can then be redirected toward investments, savings, or even starting a side business.
Over time, those redirected dollars begin compounding, quietly building wealth in the background while others are stuck making payments on depreciating assets. Another powerful approach is the 20% rule, where your total car expenses should not exceed 20% of your monthly take-home income. This includes not just the payment, but insurance, maintenance, fuel, and registration costs, giving you a realistic picture of what you can truly afford.
By following this guideline, you protect your cash flow and avoid overextending yourself, which is one of the biggest mistakes people make when buying cars.
And here's something even smarter. Some people choose to pay cash for cars, avoiding interest completely and eliminating monthly obligations altogether. Now, that might not always be possible, but even increasing your down payment significantly can reduce interest and lower your monthly financial burden.
The goal isn't to avoid enjoyment, it's to balance lifestyle with long-term growth, so you can enjoy today without sacrificing your future financial freedom.
Because at the end of the day, wealth isn't built by what you show off. It's built by what you keep, grow, and compound over time. And the earlier you understand this, the more time your money has to work for you, which is one of the most powerful advantages in finance. This is why many financially successful people drive modest cars early in life, then upgrade later when their investments can support that lifestyle comfortably. They're not sacrificing enjoyment, they're delaying it strategically. So when they finally upgrade, it doesn't come at the cost of financial stress. If you're learning something real here, smash that like button. It helps more people see this, and honestly, more people need to hear this truth. Now let's break down a real-life scenario comparing two people making the same income but choosing completely different approaches to car ownership.
Person A buys a brand new car with a high monthly payment, while person B chooses a used car and invests the difference consistently.
At first, person A appears more successful, driving a nicer car, getting attention, and enjoying that immediate sense of status and achievement. Meanwhile, person B seems average, nothing flashy, but quietly building investments month after month without drawing much attention from others.
But fast forward 5 to 10 years, and the difference between these two paths becomes massive in a way most people never expect.
After 5 years, person A has paid tens of thousands in car payments, yet their vehicle has significantly depreciated and still may not even be fully paid off. At the same time, person B has built a growing investment portfolio, benefiting from compound interest and consistent contributions that continue increasing month after month. By year 10, person A might finally own the car outright, but it's worth far less than what they originally paid for it. Meanwhile, person B could have a 6-figure investment account, depending on consistency and market returns, giving them options and financial confidence moving forward. Here's the shocking part. Both people earned the same income, but their decisions created completely different financial outcomes over the exact same time period. This is the power of small, consistent decisions. They might feel insignificant in the moment, but over time they create massive differences in wealth and lifestyle. And once you understand this, it becomes easier to resist short-term temptations, because you can clearly see the long-term impact. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about making intentional decisions that align with your goals instead of reacting emotionally to social pressure or trends. Because let's be honest, a lot of expensive purchases are driven by comparison, trying to keep up with others rather than focusing on personal financial priorities. Still here, good, because what you're about to learn next might be the most important mindset shift when it comes to spending wisely. Instead of asking, what can I afford today? Start asking, what decision will put me in the strongest financial position 5 or 10 years from now?
This simple question forces you to think long-term, shifting your focus from instant gratification to strategic planning that builds lasting financial security.
And when you apply this mindset consistently, your spending naturally aligns with your goals, reducing unnecessary expenses and increasing your ability to invest. Over time, this creates a positive cycle where your investments generate returns, giving you more flexibility and eventually allowing you to enjoy luxuries without stress.
That's the difference between being temporarily rich and being permanently wealthy. One focuses on appearance, the other focuses on sustainable financial growth.
And here's something most people overlook. Financial freedom isn't about how much you earn. It's about how much you keep and how effectively you grow it.
Even high earners can struggle financially if their expenses are too high, while moderate earners can build significant wealth through disciplined habits and smart decisions.
This is why understanding money behavior is just as important as understanding numbers, because your habits ultimately determine your long-term financial outcome. And once you take control of your habits, you begin to feel more confident, less stressed, and more in control of your financial future.
So what's the exact step-by-step approach you can follow starting today to avoid this trap and build wealth without sacrificing your lifestyle completely?
Step 1 is simple but powerful. Build a solid emergency fund first so unexpected expenses don't force you into debt or disrupt your financial progress. Most financial experts recommend saving at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses, giving you a safety net before committing to large financial obligations. Step 2. Eliminate high-interest debt like credit cards, because paying 20% interest cancels out most investment gains you could realistically achieve over time. Once that's handled, step 3 is to start investing consistently, even small amounts, because consistency matters more than timing when it comes to long-term growth. Here's something surprising. Investing just $300 per month can grow into over $500,000 in 30 years with average market returns. That's the power of compound interest. Your money earns returns, and then those returns start earning returns, creating exponential growth over time. Step 4 is where the car decision comes in. Only consider upgrading your vehicle after your financial foundation is stable and your investments are growing. At that point, buying a nicer car becomes a reward supported by your financial system, not a burden that slows down your progress or creates stress. And if you follow this sequence, you can still enjoy life, drive something you like, and build wealth at the same time without sacrificing either. This approach removes the regret factor because your decisions are intentional, aligned with your goals, and backed by a system designed for long-term success. Now compare that to rushing into a big purchase early, where excitement drives the decision and long-term consequences are barely considered or fully understood.
One path leads to stress, limited options, and slower financial growth, while the other creates flexibility, confidence, and opportunities that compound over time.
And the best part is, this isn't about earning more money, it's about making smarter decisions with the money you already have right now. Because at any income level, the principles stay the same. Spend intentionally, invest consistently, and avoid unnecessary liabilities that don't contribute. And once you internalize these rules, financial decisions become easier because you're no longer reacting emotionally, you're following a clear, proven strategy. This is how financially successful people think, not in terms of what they can afford today, but in terms of what builds long-term wealth. And once you adopt this mindset, you start noticing opportunities everywhere, ways to optimize, save, invest, and grow your money more effectively. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent, making slightly better decisions every day that gradually improve your financial position over time. And over years, those small improvements create massive results, giving you freedom, options, and the ability to live life on your own terms.
Know someone making this mistake right now. Share this video with them, because this one decision could literally save them thousands over next decade.
Now let's bring this full circle, because the goal was never to avoid success symbols, it's to earn them in a way that doesn't destroy your future. Imagine being 30, financially stable, with investments growing, no stress about payments, and the ability to buy a car without second-guessing your decision.
That version of you doesn't regret purchases, because every decision was made from a position of strength, not pressure, emotion, or social comparison.
And the difference between that future and the regret scenario comes down to a few key decisions you make in your 20s about money. So ask yourself honestly, are you buying things to impress others today? Or are you building a life that gives you real freedom tomorrow? Because one path feels good immediately but fades quickly, while the other requires discipline but leads to long-term satisfaction and financial independence. And once you understand that trade-off clearly, your decisions start changing naturally, without feeling restricted or deprived of the things you enjoy. You begin prioritizing assets over liabilities, growth over appearance, and long-term peace over short-term excitement that doesn't actually. And ironically, this mindset often leads to greater success because you're no longer distracted by unnecessary expenses that slow down your progress. Which means when you finally decide to upgrade your lifestyle, it feels earned, sustainable, and aligned with your financial reality, not forced or risky. And that's the real win here. Not just owning nice things, but having the freedom to make choices without stress, pressure, or financial anxiety holding you back. Because true wealth isn't visible in what you drive. It's reflected in your options, your time, and your ability to live life on your terms. And once you reach that point,
You realize the car was never the goal, it was just a symbol that you thought represented success.
Real success is control. Control over your time, your money, and your decisions, without being tied down by unnecessary financial obligations. And here's the truth most people learn too late. The earlier you make smart financial decisions, the easier everything becomes later in life. But the good news is, no matter where you are right now, you can start making better decisions today and completely change your financial trajectory. It doesn't require perfection, just awareness, discipline, and consistency applied over time to create results that most people never experience. And if you stay on this path, 5 or 10 years from now, you'll thank yourself for choosing long-term success over short-term validation. Because while others are still paying for past decisions, you'll be enjoying the benefits of smart choices that continue working for you every single day. Still with me? Good. Because this final message might be the one that truly sticks with you long after this video ends. Every dollar you spend is a vote for your future, either building the life you want or delaying it without you even realizing the impact. So the next time you're about to make a big purchase, pause and ask yourself whether this decision brings you closer to financial freedom or further away. Because that simple pause can save you thousands of dollars and years of regret, turning impulsive decisions into intentional actions that actually benefit your future. And once you build that habit, you'll notice your entire financial life improving, from your savings to your investments to your overall peace of mind. This is how you go from regret to control, from stress to confidence, and from chasing status to building real, lasting financial success. And remember, it's not about never enjoying your money. It's about enjoying it in a way that doesn't sacrifice your future opportunities. Because when your financial foundation is strong, everything else becomes easier. Your decisions, your lifestyle, and your ability to handle whatever life throws at you. If this changed your perspective, subscribe for more real financial insights, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. And if you want to go deeper, check out the next video where we break down exactly how to build your first 100,000 step by step. Because your financial future isn't decided overnight. It's built one decision at a time, starting right now with the choices you make after watching this.